It is a first in New Jersey. The November election will happen mostly by mail. It's a twist caused by this pandemic and concerns that social distancing will pretty much be impossible at the polls. This comes as fears are growing about whether the U.S. Postal Service can handle the expected flood of ballots. And the post office has issued a new warning tonight to states about whether ballots will arrive on time to be counted. So the question now, what is New Jersey's plan to make sure that every vote counts? News 4's Brian Thompson live for us in Seabright with those details. Brian.
Natalie, this is quite a year, isn't it? Well, they'll probably need the National Guard to help count the ballots, as they did during the primary back in July. We're also told, of course, that election workers will be employed for weeks, if not months, in this whole process. And then there's the issue of all the politics going on. But Governor Murphy thinks that he can make this work, and likely for future elections.
Yeah, I'm not going to the polling place.
Pandemic polling in New Jersey now means this. Hundreds of thousands of vote-by-mail ballots cast in the July primary will become millions in November. Governor Murphy's announcement today emphasizing
that making it easier to vote does not favor any one political party, but it does favor democracy. No voter should fear for the sanctity of their ballot.
6.6 million ballots to be sent out. Your signature in a separate envelope will still have to match what's on file. But here in Seabright, still a stretch too far for some.
Just from sending mail and sending packages out right now, even like when they're expected to arrive, like there's delays and other stuff.
Signatures have to match, right?
Yes,
I think it's easy to forge a signature.
When you're not there.
The person, yes.
Fraud has been the battle cry of opponents like President Trump, still citing hundreds of fraudulent ballots discovered in Patterson's vote-by-mail May elections. Several people arrested. Proof the system works, according to Rutgers Eagleton's Elizabeth Maddow.
Concerns about fraud, we should always be concerned that the voting process is safe, but the benefits of expanding vote-by-mail certainly outweigh any risks.
Monmouth County's Republican clerk preferring to see ballot applications, not the ballots themselves, go out to every voter, but doubts there will be any serious fraud.
And election officials are trained to look for patterns that develop.
So now comes the logistical challenge of casting millions of these vote-by-mail ballots, which can also be put in secure drop boxes in every town or even dropped off at the polls on Election Day. Whereas in past years, you can still go inside and cast a provisional if you prefer. But for Middletown's Dana Bennett, it'll be the mailbox.
I don't have a problem with that. I prefer to actually do it from home than to have to go anywhere.
Now, Monmouth County Sheriff Sean Golden, who was also the GOP chair, in what appeared to be an angry tweet, said today that this is an assault on democracy. And he said if we can stand for hours in a line at the Motor Vehicles Commission, well, we can do the same in the line to go vote come November 3rd. Governor Murphy, however, is saying that he expects this to increase voting, not dampen it. Live in Seabright, Brian Thompson, News 4 New York.
All right, Brian, thank you. And on that note, we did learn today that the Postal Service recently warned 46 states that their deadlines for mail-in ballots might be too tight to process by Election Day. The Washington Post says the Postal Service sent letters out last month suggesting that mail-in ballots won't be counted in key swing states. The letters encourage officials to send election mail by first class to ensure faster delivery.